Okay, so what we're gonna make this, only I'm gonna do a Christmas one, and this is a bag box or a box bag, and it's really sturdy and it's quite large. It's like 8.5 inches tall or something like that. Well, here, we'll measure it. It's 8 inches tall, a little over 8, and it is 2 3/4 inch wide or deep, and then it is 5 1/4 wide. So it's a pretty big bag. It will hold quite a bit in here. And this is not my idea. I was inspired by another demonstrator, Rhonda Wade, and I loved her bag so much that I am casing it, or I did case it, and I'm going to show you guys how simple it is to make. Oh yeah, I forgot this. Paper pumpkin is awesome. And if you guys are not a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin yet, it is really a wonderful kit. It's $19.95 every month. Shipping is included, so all you have to do is just pay the tax too. Your first kit comes with a block and everything that you need to create what is inside the box. Every other kit does not come with a block, so you want to keep your block. But it does still come with everything that you need, except for snips, paper snips, and little things like that. But everything that you would need to create it is in this box, and it is wonderful, wonderful. And there's all kinds of places that you could go, and I try to show different alternatives. Like yesterday, I popped in here and showed you some alternatives to this month's Paper Pumpkin. And it's just a cool thing, so I highly recommend it. And you get your ink spot. You get an ink spot in there so you can collect them. Every month is a new color, so you get to collect your inks. It's really cool. I highly recommend it. Okay, so let's go ahead. So to create this box, we need 2 sheets. I might have 3 here, but we only need 2. And I've got real red cardstock. And you need a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper. Now I am using a retired piece here because I don't have any Christmas or anything like that. So, but if you want to use a wood, the Festive Farmhouse designer series paper has real farmhouse looking wood paper in there that is absolutely gorgeous. Or you could use plaid. You could use any type of paper that you have. You don't have to make it Christmas. You can make it fall like I did. You can make it a birthday one. Anything that you want to do. It is just really awesome. Makes an awesome, awesome bag. Okay, so I also have a piece of 8.5 by 4 1/4 piece of cardstock here too, which is going to be our card on the front. I have my 3.5 by 3.5 insert for the inside. I'm going to put that to the side. I have a sheet or a little piece of cardstock to do our stamping on. And let's go ahead and get started with this bag. So, and I'm trying to remember how to do this because I just created the one bag. I haven't, well, I didn't create it. Well, I made it, but I cased it. So I'm trying to remember how to do this. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our real red cardstock here. And I'm going to measure it at 1 1/4. And I'm going to score it portrait side. Excuse me. Portrait side, we're going to score it at 1 1/4. Then I'm going to flip it around and do the other side at 1 1/4. And then I'm going to score the bottom side at, what do we score the bottom side at? Actually, I had my wrong measurements. It is, see what I mean? Facebook Live, wrong measurements. It's actually scored at 1.5. So we'll bring this back in and we'll score it at 1.5. Right? Hold on one second. I want to make sure here. There we go. Scored at 1.5. Okay, so then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to score it at 1.5 again. Sorry about that, you guys. I had my wrong page up. Okay, so we'll just ignore that. And then at the bottom, we want to score it at 2 3/4 for the bottom. 2 3/4. There we go. So now we're going to bring in our other sheet of real red and we're going to score it at 1.5. Flip it over and score it at 1.5 again. Woo, I almost brought my trimmer blade down. And then the bottom at 2 3/4. Okay, so now we have those. Now we're going to bring in our designer series paper, and I am going to cut 4 inches off the bottom. At least I think. I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, so I'm going to cut 4 inches off, I hope, because this is the only sheet of the of wood I have, I think. Okay, then I'm going to come in and I am going to cut, what size? I think it's 6 inches. No, it can't be because the box isn't 6 inches. 5 1/4. We're going to go with that. 5 1/4. Five 1/4 and 5 1/4 again. Line this up. 5 1/4, and this is the only piece that we're not going to use, but you can always save that and use that on something else, and I might use it. I don't know. Okay, so now what we've got here, we've got our 2 box pieces. We are going to cut up the score line right here. Hopefully you guys can see. I am just going to cut right up here. Well, maybe to that score line. We're just cutting up on the score line to the score line that's going across. And we're going to do that on both sheets here. I want to make sure I cut on the right one. Okay. Okay, so there we go. So now we're going to just fold on our score lines to I think that this is such a cool idea that I really, really wanted to show you guys this. So and I think I'm going to use my bone folder here and just kind of give these nice creases. Oops. This box is really super easy to make. You'll see how easy this is. So what this is going to do is it's going to come in like that and then like that. Okay, so I'm going to, before we assemble it, we're going to put on our DSP. And we're going to line this up in here. Hope I didn't just stick my head in the camera. Hope it's on there straight. It looks pretty straight to me. Okay. Then we're going to bring in our other one. And you don't have to do the back. But Rhonda did. And I think it's prettier on the back as well. Because it just gives a little something pretty on your back of your bag box bag. Okay. So now, that's pretty simple, huh? So now we're going to use some tear and tape because you want a strong adhesive to be on here so that it doesn't fall apart when you put your gifts inside. So we are do that, and then over here as well. You can use the green glue. Monotombo multi-purpose glue, which sometimes that's what I prefer to use because it's quicker, but sometimes it can, I'm just trimming this off because I tore it just a little too long. But sometimes it can tend to be a little messy if you get too much glue on there. Okay, and then I'm going to do this side too, right here. And right here, this is really, really tough, sticky adhesive, so it works really well for 3D projects. It just takes a little bit of time to put it down. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to do, I think it's the outside, but we're going to assemble first because I don't want to make another mistake. I probably will anyway. So we're just going to take this off of here. And you know, this is really it's a good project to use your paper, your designer series paper, because if you're like me, I tend to hoard my designer series paper because it's so pretty that I don't want to mess it up. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just folding this flap inwards and we're going to line up our edge here, just like so. Press that down and then we're going to bring this over. Okay, like that. Bring that over, line it up. There we can. There we go. And then this is going to go like that. And we're going to do the same thing to that piece, except for we are going to adhere. We're going to put our tape on the inside here. And you'll see why. I think this is where we want it. Let me double check myself before I glue something wrong. Because you know me, I will. Okay, so that's going to go right in there like that. And actually, this is going to go right in there like that. Just like that. So yes, we do want our tape to go right along the outside edge here. And you want to put it as close as you can to your edge, because you don't have much of an overlap. I think it's like 1/4 of an inch, which is about what this tape is 1/4 of an inch. So then we're going to come over here and do the same thing to this side. A tear. And now we're also going to put it down here to hold our box bottom too. So I'm just going to place it right down here, just like so. Okay. Okay, so we are going to take this off here. Sometimes I get ahead of myself too and I miss a step. I don't want to do that. And then we're going to take this off. And then take this off. And that one. And that. And one more, this one right here. Okay, so now we're going to bring this up like we did the last one, lining our edges up. Bring it in, lining the edge up again. Oops. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to carefully put this in here, and we are just going to put that in all the way, trying to line up the bottom of our box so that it's pretty straight, or as straight as we can get it. Uh-oh. This side didn't get straight. Ah! There we go. Okay, and we actually need more tape there. We should have put some tape there. So this is where I'm going to bring in my green glue just to put some on here. I don't want it to ooze out, so we're just going to be very careful. And that just takes a few seconds to hold. So I'm just pressing down on the inside of the box. And this isn't lined up either, but it's down, and we're going to leave it that way for right now. Just like so. So I didn't get it completely straight, but you know what? We'll just trim this off. Well, we'll just trim that off a little bit there. So you have to be careful just not to do what I did, of course, and make sure that your box bottom is straight. And it probably would help if I didn't take the adhesive strips off the sides until I was ready to put them on there. Okay, so then since this crease is, I want that to face the back of the box, so this is going to be the front. So now we're just going to decorate it. But isn't that cute? Yeah, I didn't get it all the way down right there, but it is okay. So it is still giveable, gift giveable. So now we're going to decorate the front. So this is where our card base comes in here. That's 8.5 by 4 1/4. Give it a nice little crease. And our other sheet of paper here, the one that we cut off. And our ribbon, which I am using some retired ribbon because I don't have any current ribbon right now. So red, anything red or anything like that. So I am just going to use this, but you can get some really pretty red ribbon that actually has white trim around it. It's not quite like this, but it is very pretty. And I think it's in Poppy Parade, which would be just fine. I think it would be anyway. I want to give myself enough to tie. And then I am going to trim this off right here. And this ribbon I think would be really, really pretty to double up with another ribbon, like the polka dot ribbon. I'm going to bring this down some. The polka dot ribbon. Let me show you it because it is beautiful. It is in the annual catalog. If I can find it. And it's right here. It's called the Polka Dot Tulle Ribbon. It is really, really pretty. And the white polka dots would really pop on this red, on a red ribbon. I'm going to tie this pretty tight because I want it to be tight. I don't know if I don't think I left myself enough to tie a bow. Maybe I did. We'll see. Not really, but I think it will work. It's kind of an upside down bow, but we'll maneuver it around. And I'm gonna just trim this and trim this piece as well. Okay. So there we go. So that's that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring our other piece of designer series paper, the one that we trimmed off the bottom, and we're going to cut this at, I think it's 4, and we need 3 of them. So 4 inches, we're going to cut it, and 4 inches here. And we're going to cut that, and then that gives us 3 pieces. And we're going to bring in our card base, and we're going to just attach this to the front of it, making sure that our wood grain is going the right direction, the same direction as our box wheel. I tell you, the snail adhesive is really super strong too. Okay, that's going to be straight enough for me for today. And then in the inside, we're going to do the same thing here. And line this up to make this as even as we can. That looks okay. All right, and then this piece. Right in here like so. Okay, so that is that. Now we're just going to decorate the front. So that is where my extra piece of Whisper White cardstock is going to come into play. And I'm going to use my Early Espresso ink. And I'm using, let me show you what we've got here. I am using actually 3 different stamp sets here. I'm using Spirited Snowman because we're going to use this little holly leaf right here, cluster, and I'm going to fussy cut those out. I'm using this one for the Merry Christmas, which If I had a bigger Merry Christmas image, that would be a whole lot better, but we're just going to go with that. And then I'm using this little straw piece right here. And then I've already pre-cut, but I've used the coffee cup framelits, and I cut out a straw, cut out a lid. Let me get these pieces. I cut out the coffee cup with that one, the little koozie or wrap, coffee wrap thingamajiggy there with that piece right there. Here is my straw. Normally I would stamp and then cut out my straw, but just to make this a little bit easier and trying to make this video not so long. And then my little lid, I used that piece right there. So that's what we've got going on there. So now we are going to use the little gingerbread from, oh, no, I'm missing the gingerbread stamp set. Right here. We're using this too, because we're going to use the little gingerbread, and we're going to use the gingerbread punch builder to punch him out with, which I didn't bring him over. Or yes, I did. It's right there. To punch him out and punch out a little bow, and we're going to use a little red glimmer paper to make his bow pop out. So I'm just inking him up really nicely here. And now I am going to hopefully, there we go. I think that's good. I think I'm missing a little bit on the foot, but I'm going to turn this sideways so that we have room to do our other stuff. The holly leaf. Straight down, just giving it some love. I'm using my foam mat because this is photopolymer. And I want it to really take that ink. There we go. That's pretty, whoops, pretty good. I am happy with the way that turned out. So I'm going to close up my ink. And that just is going to take a couple of seconds to dry because that is a lot of ink on there. But isn't it cute? Why am I so blurry? I don't understand. Yes, the color of red. It is a vibrant red. I love it too. It's very, very pretty. You would have tape all over the place? I don't think so. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Okay, so how are you feeling? Congratulations, by the way. So we're going to take our cookie builder punch here, and we're going to try to line this up, which I really stink at lining things up sometimes. I don't know why, but I do. One side is always whiter than the other side. Well, darn it, I just about had it. My son, he can do this. He would have already had this punched out and it would have been perfect. We're going to go with that. Okay, see what I mean? One side is punched out wider than the other one, but it is okay. He's still going to be adorable. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my red glimmer paper here, and I am going to punch out the little red bow. There we go. So I'm pretty sure I'm done with that. I'm also going to use Mossy Meadow because I'm going to stamp my holly leaf or cluster from the Spirited Snowman. Oh, he's not in here. Let me see. He's over here where I was using him earlier. Okay. I'm going to block him up. Here we go. In my Mossy Meadow because I want it to be, or at least I think I do, we'll find out here in a minute. I want him to be darker because we're going to color him in with light old olive and real red. I think it's real red. Yeah, real red. So we're just gonna color that guy in. Hopefully there's enough ink in here to get this one little holly leaf colored. Okay. Hi, Victor. How are you? Okay. Then we're going to color in our berries. There we go. So now we're just going to do a little bit of fussy cutting here. I'm doing well. Yeah, I like real red too. It's very pretty. The other one I really like is the gingerbread guy. He's adorable. I love him. It makes some really cute images. Not images, but little really cute projects with it. I'll show you here in just a second the different things that you can do with that stamp set. It's really a cool stamp set. And then with the Builder Punch, it's really nice. Because guess what? No fussy cutting with the Builder Punch. Okay. I'm just going to cut this out. Probably should have pre-stamped this and cut it out so that I could have already had this done for you guys so that you didn't have to sit here and watch me do a little fussy cutting, because I know that this can be really boring. The same thing as putting tear and tape too. There we go. That wasn't too bad. So I'm going to close up this, and then, you know what, I thought, yes, hopefully our Merry Christmas will still fit on there. Okay, so now we've got that and that, so we're going to put our little guy here together. We're going to put his bow on there, and I would use a glue dot, but I know I didn't bring those over. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my liquid green glue here, just a little bit. And I'm going to put the little bow right on our guy. There, we just made him very festive. Now we've got our coffee cup here and our little koozie or warm wrap, whatever you call these things. And I probably wish I would have popped that up instead of glued it down. I wonder, yeah, because this is a bag, so we're not trying to mail this, so it doesn't have to be all that flat. And actually, I think things look much cuter and prettier when everything is popped up. Now I got my hands really sticky. Let me wipe them off because they are really sticky. Okay. We're going to take these off. I'm just taking my fingernail and pushing them in the center because it kind of helps lift them so that they're easier to get off. Just a little tip there. Okay. Then we're just going to line this up on our coffee cup here. Just like that. Now I'm going to bring in my straw, and I'm also going to bring in the little straw thing here. I'm going to block that up, bring in my real red ink. I love the way that Stampin' Up's colors all coordinate together. This makes it so easy. Okay. Now I may have to stick my head in view for this. I don't know. We're going to try. Straight down, not too bad. And then again. Pretty good. Okay, because I don't need all of it, because we just need a little bit to stick out the top. So now that's done there. Now we're going to glue our lid to the top here. Getting that as straight as we can. Oops, no, don't do that, don't do that. That looks, well, it's a little off-centered, but I think that it will be just fine. Okay, so now we're going to take our straw. I'm going to cut that at an angle, and I'm going to take a little bit of glue to the back of this, and we're going to just place that like that. Hold it so it sticks. Then we're going to take our holly leaf, and I'm just going to lay that one flat using a little bit of glue. Lay that flat right like that. And then we're going to use our dimensionals again and pop up our guy here, our cute little gingerbread. I posted a card yesterday that I made this actually, and I wanted to use it on this bag to show you guys how I did it. This is how I did it. So now he is going to go right like so. You can also make the cutest little tags with this, with these two, and where they have a seam on the edge and it opens up. I'll have to show you how to do that one day soon. Okay, so now we're going to take him and we are just going to put him right on there. And he's a little long, so I'm going to trim him down just a little bit more. And I'm going to pop him up because everything is cuter when it's popped up. Okay, so here we go. Let's put my fingernail in there. And I think I'm going to put him a little sideways, just like that. So there is our card. We're going to put dimensionals on the back of that as well to hold them on our, oh, you know what I did forget? Where is our, here it is, thing here. We can stamp a sentiment inside of here, or you can write it and you can decorate it too. And I think that what I'm going to do is, I am going to, well, maybe I am. I think we'll stamp wishing you a season as sweet and joyful as the friendship we share. I think we'll do that one. if I have it over here. If not, and I don't have that one over here. Okay. I tell you, I've got a mess going on, and I'm not sure what I did with it. So we are not going to use that. We are just going to leave it plain for right now. So I'm not going to adhere it in here, but normally it would go right in here because I am going to give this away. So I don't want to stick this down until after I do my stamping on it, and it would go right in there. And then this, you take off your little dimensional backings here. Take them off. Just like so. And then you get, this is going to fall out, so we're going to let that fall out. Bring back in your box. Decide about where you want this to go. Moving, our bow is going to have to move over a little more. So we'll move that over. And we are going to put him right about, I think this is good, right about to there. We need to move our bow over some more. Okay, let me move him over just a little bit. Okay, make sure we put our card the right side up. Okay, just like so. It's pretty straight on there. And then we readjust our bow again, just like so. And then he's pretty cute, isn't it? I would love to get something like this. I think the bag is cuter than what would go inside it. So then you could take some tissue paper. Oh, and if you were really, really ambitious, you could stamp holly leaves on your tissue paper, of course, before you wrinkled it all up. Or you could stamp holly leaves and your gingerbread guy on your paper. And this is probably going to get filled up with stuff for coffee and going to give it to someone really special. So there you go. That is how you make this box. And it's a really nice size box. So I hope that you guys really like this. And I hope that you use your paper. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to read some of these comments. I always forget to look up when I'm crafting, because I'm so concentrating and not thinking about fuzzy cutting is hard. No, it's not. It's easy. It is so adorable, isn't it? I really think that this is a fun project. And you guys pull out your paper and use it. Don't be afraid. Don't be a hoarder like me. And use your designer series paper, because it really does make some cute, cute projects that somebody is going to love to receive. And just be a reason to put a smile on somebody's face. And yeah, make them happy, because this would surely put a smile on my face. So that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining in, and if you're watching the live replay, thank you so much. And again, I love you guys. I really do appreciate you. You're fabulous. And if you're looking for a demonstrator, just message me and I'll be glad to help you out. I'll be honored to earn your business. And if you need a catalog, please message me and I will get one out to you as soon as I can, ASAP. You guys have a fabulous rest of the day. Thanks a lot, you guys. Ciao. Till next time.